Hello again, everyone. Uni here, and for today we have another story to talk about. So I recalled reading this tale way back in high school, and it was heavily in Tagalog, which for an inept Tagalog speaker and reader like me was very difficult to understand during that time. Since I am currently delving into Philippine stuff, we have stories, tales, and lore, I decided to give it a try again. So today we're going to be talking about the tale of Lam-Ang. I think in my book this was actually entitled Biag ni Lam-Ang, which translates to The Life of Lam-Ang. The story was handed down orally for generations before it was written down around the 1640s, assumedly by a blind Ilocano bard named Pedro Bucaneg. As you can guess from the origins of the author, this epic actually originates from the Ilocos region of the Philippines. Epic? What do you mean by epic? Wow, that's so epic, bro. No, just kidding. An epic is typically a lengthy poem derived from an ancient oral tradition or story. So they usually narrate the deeds and adventures of heroic or legendary figures or the history of a nation. So this epic revolves around the story and life of Lam-Ang. Our tale begins when a rather extraordinary little boy was born in a land known as Nalbuan to parents Don Juan and Namongan. Tale has it that the birth was so difficult that Namongan needed the aid of four other people just to give birth. The little boy was said to be so extraordinary that he even named himself. That's right, he came out of his mother and he said, "Mom, please, call me Lam-Ang. I know that you had me in your tummy for 9 months, but please, my name is Lam-Ang." So the little boy chose the name Lam-Ang. Alas, the little boy noticed that his father was not present. Maybe he was out to get milk. No, just kidding. He was not present at the time of birth. So Lam-Ang inquired where his father was. Before Lam-Ang was born, Don Juan went to the mountains in order to punish a group of their Igorot enemies. So that's why he was not present at the time of birth. 9 months passed, and Lam-Ang decided he would go look for his father because he hasn't returned with the milk yet. While it was sad for Namongan to see him go, she knew her son was up to the challenge. Just a baby with 9 months, yeah, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. The journey was long and perilous, but Lam-Ang sought to see it through. Along the way, Lam-Ang got exhausted. He decided to rest for a short while. In his dreams, he saw his father's head being stuck on a pole by the Igorot. Lamang was furious when he learned what had happened to his father, that he rushed to the enemy village and killed them all, except for one whom he let go so that he could tell other people about Lamang's greatness. So that's like 99.99% of germs leaving the one in order to tell others of his greatness. With Lamang's revenge satiated, he decided to return home. Upon returning home to Nalbuan in triumph, he was bathed by the woman in the Amburayan River. All the fish died, okay? All the fish died because of the dirt and odor from Lamang's body. So there was this young woman named Ines Canoyan, I wonder if that's the correct pronunciation, whom Lamang wanted to court. She lived in Kalanutian, not sure about this pronunciation as well, and he brought along his pet rooster and gray dog to visit her. On the way, Lam-Ang met his enemy Sumarang, another suitor of Ines, whom he fought and readily defeated. So Lam-Ang found the house of Ines surrounded by many more suitors, all of whom were trying to catch her attention. He had his rooster crow, which caused the nearby house to fall down. This made Ines look out. What on earth is happening out there? He had his dog bark, and in an instant, the fallen house rose up. What on earth is happening? The girl's parents witnessed this and called for him. The rooster expressed the love of Lam-Ang. He loves you so much that he made your building rise and fall. The parents agreed to a marriage with their daughter if Lam-Ang would give them a dowry valued at double their wealth. Lam-Ang had no problem fulfilling this condition, and he and Ines got married. It was tradition to have a newly married man swim in the river for the rarang fish, which is a rather rare and native fish. Lam-Ang was obliged to go to the sea to catch the fish, but his rooster warned him that something unfortunate was bound to happen. As Lam-Ang could not turn down the task as it was tradition, he marched forth to the sea. Unfortunately, the warning proved to be true, and Lam-Ang dove straight into the mouth of the water monster, Berkakan. So the Berkakan is a giant sea monster. Presumably, this was a shark. And Ines mourned, and for a while she thought that there was no way to retrieve her lost husband because he was swallowed whole by the Berkakan. The rooster crowed and orders Ines to recover the bones and cover them in her tapis, which is a piece of cloth. Ines had Marcos get her husband's bones, which was spit out by the Berkakan. She then covered the bones with a piece of cloth. The rooster then crowed and then the dog barked. From the cloth, the bones slowly started to move. Back alive, Lam-Ang and his wife lived happily ever after with his white rooster and gray dog. And that is the tale of Lam-Ang, or rather, the life of Lam-Ang. So I know some of you are here because of the questions in your assignments and subsequent schoolworks and activities, where you have queries and questions regarding the tale, the characters, moral lessons, themes, and so on. I see you guys. You were flocking to the comment section of one of my videos regarding questions about the theme, moral of the story, and so on. So let's have this section at the end of the video. But if you have more questions regarding the story, please feel free to search it because I am not a historian myself. I barely just want to share the story because it is very interesting to share stories about my country. The moral of the epic is that life is full of trials and tribulations. One must be strong and must accept this reality. Yes, life is full of hardships, and that is the reality we must live with. No one has it easy. Lam-Ang is also a great person because he has supernatural power that he doesn't just use for himself, but he uses it to help the other people around him. Values of the story. There's quite a few, but one of them has to be like determination. So Lam-Ang was very determined at an early age to go save his father, and that made him succeed in having revenge with the enemies, with the Igorots. What are the traits of Lam-Ang? So Lam-Ang is known as the brave and courageous leader for those around him, as he was able to win all his fights with little to no effort. He is family oriented, responsible, caring, and a loving partner and child for his spouse and parents. He was determined to achieve anything he wanted, may it be Ines or revenge for his father. Finally, we have the theme. The theme of the story is the love for the father, one of the examples, that the son would do everything to save the father who disappeared and might be in danger. And also, it is somehow more on a war and a kind of love story, seeing how, he went to his enemy, conquered them, and then he also conquered in love because he managed to court the love of his life. And I'm going to include at the comment section the list of references used so you can read more on the story if you want more details, more detailed and in depth look on the story as well. And if you want to support the channel, it's always nice to, comment down below what you learned in the story or what else you want to see in the future. And yeah, if you like the video, leave a like, leave a comment on what videos you want to see next. Maybe subscribe if you want, because I'm only just doing this for part time. And yeah, it's kind of nice to detail the stories in the Philippines. And finally, if you actually want to support the channel, I do have a Shopee link down below where you can buy stickers and whatnot. If you're into that stuff. But yeah, it's okay if you don't. And also for overseas fans who don't live in the Philippines, there's a Redbubble store where you can actually buy stickers if you want. Yeah, but that's just a small way to help if you like. But if you don't have the means, or like if you don't have the means to buy stickers, and then just leaving a little like there or like subscribing really helps a long way. And feel free to suggest more stories we can talk about in the next video. And As always, thank you for always staying and reading stories with me. It's always nice. So I hope to see you guys in the next video. Always take care. Always take care and keep safe, especially in these times.